Hey guys, it's Amy here, and today I bring you the mid-year book tag thing. Let's go! So I saw Adam at Memento Mori do this video the other day and I really enjoyed it. I'll leave it linked down below if you want to go and see that. I did do this video last year and I think it's just a great video to do in the middle of the year just to give everyone an update on what's been happening and how I'm feeling about the books that I'm reading. So I'm just going to jump straight into the questions and try and be as quick as possible. I'll leave all the links for everything that you need down below. So the first question is the best book you've read so far in 2017. That definitely goes to When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. I haven't even got it because I've lent it to so many people since reading it. It's a non-fiction book written by Paul before he died of lung cancer. He was a neuroscientist and neurosurgeon, so he very much knew the workings of the body and what happens to your body when you have terminal cancer. And he had this complete role reversal from being the doctor in charge, the person who knew exactly what was going on and what was going to happen, to being the patient and having that kind of control taken away. And it was just the most intense and heart-wrenching book I've ever read. I cried the most I've ever cried whilst reading a book, and it was just amazing. I can't even articulate how good it was. And the last section of the book is written by his wife after he dies, and my gosh, it was just... Go and read it. It's extremely... If you need a cry, definitely one to read. The second question is the best sequel you've read so far in 2017. Now I've just looked through all my Goodreads and I'm pretty sure I haven't read any second book or third books in any kind of trilogies or anything like that. But one thing I have read a lot of this year is volumes of Deadly Class. So I don't know how many have come out this year, but I've been reading them and I've been really enjoying them. I'm sure if you've been watching my channel at all this year, you'll see that I've been reading one of these every few months. If you're looking for a new comic series and you're not sure what to pick up next, I would highly recommend these. They're very graphic, they're very full of sex, drugs and murder and stuff. It's about a school of kids who learn to assassinate people, and it's very full on, but if you're into that kind of stuff then I would highly recommend this. Question number 3 is new release you haven't read yet but you want to. That goes to one that I picked up kind of recently, and that is Commonwealth by Anne Patchett. Now this isn't really a new release because it came out last year, but it's a new release in paperback and I only really buy paperback, so it's a new release to me. This one was given a raving review from Mercedes at Mercy's Bookish Musings and I really trust her opinion. Lots of the books that she's recommended I've really enjoyed, so we definitely have a similar taste in certain things. So this one I'm really hoping to enjoy. I definitely hope to pick it up sometime soon, but you never know when, we make these promises, don't we? And sometimes it just doesn't happen. But obviously once I do read it, I will let you know. Question number 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Undoubtedly that has to go to the illustrated edition of The Prisoner of Azkaban. That is my favourite Harry Potter book, so I cannot wait to see a beautiful illustrated version of it. I think it's going to be awesome. October can't get here soon enough, guys. Number 5 is biggest disappointment. That undoubtedly has to go to The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Although I gave it 2 stars, it's not my lowest star rating of the year. It's definitely the one I expected to give a really high star rating to and to love, that I actually ended up just hating. I really, really didn't enjoy that book. It was one that was on my shelf for such a long time that I just thought to myself, once I read that book, I know I will love it. It's going to be one that I will love, and I didn't. It was such a shame. Anyway, moving on. Number 6 is biggest surprise, and that has to go to Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne. Obviously this is not a new book to anybody, but I was just tidying my room one day and just found this book in a pile of old books that I didn't even realise were there. And I thought to myself, oh, I can't even remember, I obviously read Winnie the Pooh when I was younger, but I couldn't remember actually what the stories were about and things. And so I just thought, I'll just take it off my list. I will read this book. And I loved it so much. It genuinely made me laugh out loud. And I don't often laugh out loud with books. Sometimes it will make me think, haha, that's funny, but in my head. But this book had me laughing out loud. I genuinely walked downstairs to my mum and dad and read them sections of the book, and I was like, do you remember reading this to me as a child? Do you remember it being this funny? Because this is something I would want to read to children if I ever decide to have them. This is just so brilliant. If you guys have read Winnie the Pooh, or if you think you've read it and you're okay, she's getting way too excited about Winnie the Pooh, go and Google or go and find your Winnie the Pooh book and just read a couple of the stories, because they are legit funny for adults and I love it. Love it. Number 7 is favourite new author, debut or new to you. I'm going to go with Isabel Greenberg, the author of 100 Nights of Hero and the Encyclopedia of Early Earth. I hadn't read anything from her before now, and her illustrations, her stories, everything, the meaning, the moral, all of that in her books are just fantastic, and I would implore anyone who hasn't read any of her books yet to go and do so. Go and get them from the library, because they are a tad pricey, but then I think you pay for what you get, really, because they are stunning pieces of like art basically, with the huge illustrations and things inside. So I would say they're fully worth it, but if you're not sure, go and check them out at the library, and yeah, they're just really, really wonderful, fantastic stories. So yes, definitely my new favourite kind of author, illustrator this year. Question number 8 is newest fictional crush, and I've been thinking about this one and I don't think I have any, to be honest, because I don't really read like romance, and the romance that I read is like classics. So the classics I've read this year have been like Daphne du Maurier, and they're pretty like dark ones, and the couple of Jane Austen books that I've read this year, I didn't really like the men in them. I just don't know. I don't know whether I feel that for like characters anymore. I haven't had it in a while, I don't think. So I have to see. I'll update you in like a video if I come across a character that I suddenly like have a crush on. Number 9 is newest favourite character. I think I'm just gonna go with like all of the characters in The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. I really love this book, guys. Like, it was so funny, so heartwarming, just so like on point with so many different things. I think it was just like the perfect book for when I read it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I think I'm probably going to reread it at some point, maybe next year. Maybe I'll give it like a year or something between. But yeah, the characters in this book are damn good. And Patrick Ness is awesome, so if you haven't read anything from him yet, I'd highly recommend this one. And number 10, a book that made you cry. That is a recent one for me, and you'll see it in my June wrap up. It's a non-fiction book, The Morning They Came For Us, Dispatches from Syria by Janine Di Giovanni. This book, like, I don't know how to describe it other than it like brings forth all of the horrors that you like just wouldn't want to see, basically, but you like it's valuable to read things like this. I feel like it has the harrowing effect of reading a book set in World War II in Auschwitz. It has that like horror, but you are then reminded that it's not like 1942, it's actually like present day, and that is just I can't like verbalise. I like this book. I think it's extremely important, but it is extremely like flippin' heck, it was hard to read, let me just say. Number 12 is favourite book to film adaptation you have seen this year. To be honest, I don't really watch a lot of films that have been books, or any films in general. What have I watched? Oh, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. I watched the film of that. That was very sad as well. That made me cry. I hope to actually go and see My Cousin Rachel, because I loved the book of that, and I would quite like to see that in the cinema. But I'm so useless at going to see films, guys, so I don't know if that will happen. Number 13, favourite video you have filmed so far this year. I think that might have to be my Ibiza holiday vlog, my reading update in Ibiza. I really enjoyed doing that whilst I was on holiday, and it didn't really like take over anything. It didn't take over my time there and things, and like it was just like a really chill thing to do, and I really liked updating things, and now I've got that to kind of look back on as well in the future, and to remind me of that holiday. And so yeah, that was just really fun, and I think you guys really enjoyed it too. I had lots of kind of positive things said on that video, so yeah, I think I definitely will do that again if I go on holiday and take my camera with me. So yeah, that one. Number 14 is most beautiful book you've bought or received this year, and that is one that I was sent over from the publishers. His Dark Materials, these stunning paperback editions, and I cannot wait to reread these before the Book of Dust comes out in October. So I think I'm going to start rereading them possibly in August and do like one a month until October. If that calculates right, I think it does. I haven't reread these ones in a number of years, so I am really, really looking forward to doing that. Final question, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Oh my god, like all of them? Like all of the books? Can we do that? I don't think I'd be able to read all of my unread books by the end of the year. I've got like 150, so that's definitely not possible. But I mean, like All of these like top shelf ones, which I'm not sure if you can see, you might be able to see, those are from the video that I made right at the beginning, or the end of last year, the books I had to read in 2017. So yeah, I've still got a few of those left. I want to obviously finish up my Helen Oyeyemi and Shirley Jackson read-throughs, which I think I've got like 3 each of each person left. So yeah, I mean, like, there are a fair few books I want to read by the end of the year, so I will definitely update you throughout the year. So there we are, those are all the questions. I'd love to hear your answers down below. And finally, I'm going to tag Alina at Tall Tales, Jean at Bookish Thoughts, and Sophie at Portal in the Pages. I'd love to see you do this video. As always, I'll leave links to Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, everything I've mentioned today down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will see you soon. Bye!